Is everybody set? Yeah. Hello. Hi. Hello everybody. How are you? My name is Saira Ansari and I am currently doing, I'm enrolled in the master's program at NCA. A lot of you know me here and I know you back. मेरे juniors भी हैं, seniors भी हैं, teachers भी हैं. But there are many of you who don't know me. Case in point, you guys and David. I was working here.
I wasn't ready SMS.
That's fine. I was working in the studio and Umar got a call from David and I couldn't help but over here and I was eavesdropping. And you know, they were talking about something and from what I heard from Umar's side of the conversation, it went like, you know, David says, so what's going on, Umar? And Umar was like, oh, you know, I'm working with an artist. And David is like, which artist? Saira Ansari. He's like, who's Saira Ansari? and he's like, oh, she's an artist from NCA. And the conversation finished. And I've only like met you 62 times at
So is this talk going to be about...
No, it's not about you.
Short-term.
This is about visibility, but I hope you remember me now.
I do.
And if you don't, then...
I was just teasing.
And if you don't, then, you know, I could bite my arm for you or something. But no, the point is, this is about visibility also. I sent out a couple of postcards that I put over there, which also said, you know, do you know who I am? And, you know, have you heard about me? And, you know, I wrote, neither have I. And so anyways, you had a look at the show. It's not a typical exhibition. There are no paintings, there's no commercial stuff. It's a mapping of a project that I'm working at. And I'm very, very gracious for Umar's support because this is a non-commercial project, it's not going to get him anything, and it might ruffle a few feathers, and so let's see how it goes. I started working on it 2 years ago when I joined the MA program because I was forced to look at it from an academic point of view. And when I look back at my sketches and drawings from back in my thesis when I graduated in 2004, I was working on a similar theme. I was working with conflict and I was working with accepted norms of the kind of work that you're supposed to do. You've probably read the text and you've read the press release. If you haven't, please have a look. I'm looking at the workings of institutes in the art world. These include art schools and universities and the instruction that they're handing out, and then the commercial art galleries, which are responsible for the larger chunk of the work that's happening in Pakistan. And you don't see a lot of non-commercial work, which is a shame, which is a big shame. And it is not encouraged in our schools and in our colleges. This is the kind of work I'm doing now. I am a painter, I do paint, I've painted some pretty pictures also. But this is the work I'm doing. Now where do I take it if nobody wants to show it? Because there is no kind of acceptance or understanding or there is no audience for it. So where does the responsibility lie? Where does the debate lie? I've worked with a lot of people and I've seen a lot of juniors who were very talented and very gifted. And once they graduated, they were sort of forced to work with stereotypes. So when you go to, a lot of you go to galleries, what kind of work you see? There are 4 or 5 kind of major themes. You see the bald blue men. You see the symbolic penis, vagina and womb. You see the burqa. You see bullets, guns, tanks, warfare. These are the major kind of things that you're seeing. Now there are a couple of people behind these. I'm not saying they invented these themes, but the people who made a name for themselves worked hard at it. And you know, the problem is when it became a financial success, younger artists, now younger not just age, but younger artists in the field started emulating it. And the audience started asking for it. And the gallery started asking for it. So everywhere you go, there's a bald woman or a vagina, okay? And it's really, and all kinds of traditional art and contemporary art. So the gallery started pushing this also. The other thing is, a lot of people don't talk about this openly. They talk about it in their own circles, but there are very, very open lobbies in the commercial art world in Pakistan. And the major crux of it lies with the very die-hard traditionalists and the new media contemporaries. And if they could just coexist peacefully, I think we'll see much more work. But they're at complete loggerheads with each other. So the younger artists are completely at conflict whenever they go out in the field and they're forced to conform. Also, there is, you know, the age-old painting, the drawing of the women, the horse, the pigeon, this weird mishmash of animal human sexuality. I don't get it, but it's there. So This is the SA project. SA is initials for my name, Saira Ansari. And this project sort of aims to develop an interaction and a dialogue with people in the art world. Gallery students, teachers, buyers. And I'm not sending letters, because people don't read, they're going to check out the letters. But like my teacher said in my grade, they're going to check your boxes too. And I said, let them fucking check it, man. I need to do this. And these boxes that you see over there and the boxes you see there, that was a prototype of these boxes. And these boxes will be mailed out. They're empty in essence. And my postcards and letters will follow. And I'm trying to initiate a kind of dialogue. People will throw it or people will hate it, like it, but somebody, they can't be that dumb. Somebody had to think about it, that, somebody's pushing this, somebody wants to talk about this. I'm not saying I can change the art world, I'm not saying I can save Pakistan, but I can say that I didn't shut up and just, sit back and not do anything about it. I want to make money too, believe me, I do. I do 2 jobs, 3 jobs at a time. But I want to make money with my art, and I want to make money with this art. And this art has to get accepted before that happens. And I'm not saying galleries don't need to make money. Galleries do need to make money. But, hi. I'm ending here, so. Galleries do need to make money, but galleries need to stop being corner shops. They don't need to be very responsibility, but they need to step up and stop being shops and sort of start promoting other work. This kind of work is displayed, but how often and who is the audience? So thank you very much for listening to me. Please enjoy the tea and the cupcakes. There's a question? Oh my god. What was to say? Now, does anybody have a question? You can say anything, it's okay. I said F word.
You want to mail out these empty boxes. You want to mail out the empty boxes to galleries.
That will be part 1. This project is sort of boundaryless. It will evolve organically. The boxes were the first part. I want them to go as cartons, how people send artworks. But in essence, I'm sending nothing in these boxes because nothing of mine is what they want to put up. So they're welcome to do whatever they want to.
So how do you expect the galleries to respond?
This is a one-sided dialogue in the beginning because I don't expect there to be an immediate response because the galleries are not going to take to it. This is non-commercial. Galleries need to earn, I understand that. This is not something they would take to very lightly. And this is not the kind of intellectual debate you would expect galleries to be involved in Pakistan, sadly. Really, there are a lot of people who do come from art education backgrounds who are not looking into this. So this will be an onslaught of things that I keep sending, eventually make a mark, and then let's see if, I hope that, eventually they realize, I don't know.
So the idea is to piss them off. And
yes, the idea is to poke them, to pinch them, and to sort of, irritate them.
Is this something that is just happening in Pakistan, or is it something that's happening internationally? Is the issue just Pakistani or is it international?
The thing is, I can't comment on that because I haven't studied or shown abroad. I'm sure this is a universal issue, but the point is, galleries abroad, they make a shitload of money also. But then whereas they're displaying an oil painting, they're also displaying shit. They are. An artist's poop is on display. So there are all kinds of galleries. There is a home for every kind of artist. But I will not set that as a standard that economy is different, everything different. I do not look at them as ideals. Neither am I saying that you abandon anything traditional. I just say that it should be more open and less of a shop.
If there was no text, let's say, what would you have done?
I write a lot, which has been one of the points of debate ever since I've talked to teachers and other artists and all. I write and sketch a lot, otherwise on the side. And very recently, about a year ago, I was talking to Anwar Said and Masuma Said Gayathi. And they were looking at these things on the side, and they asked me how long we've been doing this, and I said, since I can remember. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा लिखती हूँ और मेरे टेक्स्ट से बहुत ज़्यादा मेरे विजुअल इंस्पायर्ड होते हैं, एक लाइन दिमाग में होती है, and it was their encouragement which made me realize that this could be a focal part of my work. So this is very, I'm still painting, not born man, but.
Do you consider yourself a visual artist or a writer?
Oh, definitely visual. This is as visual as it gets. There's an onslaught of visual here. You cannot ignore this.
So could we say this project is a means to just kind of exploit yourself, like you're selling yourself?
Oh, it is. It's very selfish because this is very personal. I am not like a journalist covering an event. I am an artist who's talking about a very personal issue because I have faced it, my friends have faced it. I don't want to take names because the point is not to offend people, but I have friends and who are miniature artists, and when they go to a gallery to give their work or very beautiful so कहते हैं ये लगा लें तो कहते हैं आपके इमरान कुरैशी की सूरत है आपकी शीशा की सूरत है, and it depends on that how they will put up the work. Now I'm not saying कि these kind of things exist, these lobbies exist. What does it matter? Why can you just not put up the work? There are also some people who refuse to attend certain shows or talk about certain things or interact. It needs to be less politicized. It can never be completely depoliticized because वो तो दुनिया में कहीं नहीं होता. But yes, I do think that we need to really step out of the box and stop being so ignorant.
Since you mentioned that this is something that you've been working on for a while,
Yeah.
and you possibly started working on this when you first graduated, that's a big chunk of time. And during this time, the blue ball men and the tanks and these people are there. We all know who they are. So what?
See, what I'm saying is कि जो लोग कर रहे हैं वो original काम तो it's there. They have their names attached. That's not wrong. What I think is when galleries expect, when you will graduate, they expect you to produce that kind of work because that's financially successful. Why? Because the audiences aren't the people who are buying. उनकी scope इतनी limited है. This is what they like. They attach names and images. I mean, I will never say that Mashkoor Raza is not a good painter, but if you go to 50 houses, you will see 75 Mashkoor Razas because everybody knows कि ये खरीदना है. Because there is no openness. There are brilliant painters outside, but names and images की association इतनी हो चुकी हुई है with the success of an art piece that the actual creativity, the zest, the passion behind the art just dies.
Actually, no. What I wanted to ask was that when these people they saw this, what did they think?
I have no idea. They're not here.
You have an idea, Saira. You don't want to talk about it though. You have had enough.
I've had enough
ideas
of.
exchange.
I've had talks with them, and they've given me. It does excite them also. I think I'm not big enough or important enough yet to be a threat to them, to be any kind of threat to them. But they find it very uncomfortable, and even back in 2004, I think Dr. Evo and Mercedes again were the only two people who were pushing for my work. I was working on a very abstract expressionism kind of theme, और मुझे कहते थे बेटा बाकी सब स्किल नहीं नजर आएगी ना तो जूरस नहीं पास करेंगे. मतलब वो चाहते थे मैं परफेक्ट फिगर बना के लगा दूँ थीसिस में, and I didn't want to do that, and I still kicked everybody's ass in my thesis. So it proves my point that अगर आप टिके रहे ना तो कर सकते हैं. शायद पैसे ना आए, लेकिन अगर कोई देना चाहे तो प्लीज. आप देख सकते हैं बाकी शो.